Good morning and welcome back to a daily portion of German. This is Ron calling, talk to you from the Erasmus Academy recording studios and together with Daniela, who's our guest today. Daniela, want to say hello?
Hello.
Great. So this is the first in a series on the entitled, as you see above on the screen, Bildung und Kunst in Athen. And so Bildung means education and art in Athens. Notice the TH is pronounced like a T, so Attain. Um, so what we're planning to do is to read, as you see marked on the screen with a yellow uh, pen here. See if you can see this still. Let's see. Okay, like, can you see this mark here, Daniela?
Yes.
Great. So
Yes.
we're just going to go right down to this point. And the purpose of this is to enable you to learn a little bit or review some of your German that you may have learned before. So I'll read the sentences out loud, and Daniela will repeat after me. And please repeat with her so you get the feel and the sense of speaking the sentences out loud and get a sense of the flow of the language. And then I'll ask her several questions about the grammar of the sentence, trying to unpack the structure and as I do so, please think in your own mind about what the answer would be, so that you're also in the process of trying to delineate how the sentence is structured and then how you would eventually translate it. And then we'll give a literal translation following that. So in this sort of three-step process, you yourself, as you're listening, will have a chance to sort of see how the sentence is constructed and how to translate it. Okay, so, and the little subtitles to the left are the model or example, and then School and Gymnasium, Schule and Gymnasium, schöner Körper und Geist, a beautiful or handsome body and mind. Okay, let's do the first sentence. Here we go. Noch heute bewundern wir die Kunst und die Bildung der Athener. Everybody?
Noch heute bewundern wir die Kunst und die Bildung der Athener
Und anderer Griechen.
und anderer Griechen.
So, where's the main verb, Daniela?
Äh, Bewundern,
Right, and that means?
admire, we
And
admire.
we admire, yeah. So this is a plural verb, and so you always say they admire, and then you realize that you're looking for a plural subject, which is obviously wir, and direct objects are
Die Kunst und die Bildung.
good. So admire can take it is a transitive verb, so it transfers the action of the verb to the direct object, which we indicate with a circle. So you could say bewundern. This takes is a transitive verb, and also to the education. And then here's a genitive of the Athenians, and this is a sort of a compact genitive, so-called, and of other Greeks. So so you want to translate the sentence?
Sure. Still today, we admire the art and the education of the Athenians and of other Greeks.
Good. You could even say even today. So still or even works, but either one of those words works well for that. Oh, okay, great. And I do erase some of the markings before so we can get a clear view of the next sentence. Let's go on. Immer wieder haben sich Künstler und Gelehrte die Griechen und ihre Werke zum Vorbild genommen. Everybody?
Immer wieder haben sich Künstler und Gelehrte die Griechen und ihre Werke zum Vorbild genommen.
Verb complex is?
Haben sich genommen.
Good. Haben sie, including the reflexive pronoun, which is correct. Haben sie genommen, which means they have taken themselves, and then sometimes you don't have to include the reflexive pronoun. And what's the subject?
Künstler und Gelehrte.
Yeah, so artists and scholars, and they have taken. Actually, the sometimes you'll find adverbial items or phrases that actually complete the verb complex, which you have right here. They have taken themselves. They have taken these the artists and the scholars as a model or as an as an example. Okay. Um, so and where's the direct object?
Die Griechen und ihre Werke.
Good. Here are the two direct objects: Griechen und Werke, the Greeks and the works, and their works. Okay, you want to do the whole thing?
Sure.
And by the way, when I ask you to do the whole thing, having analyzed the sentence, you should also be able to put together a translation. But go ahead.
Again and again, artists and scholars have taken the Greeks and their works as their model.
Good, yeah, good. And the immer wieder, when you have the immer plus wieder with a comparison, this means again and again, uh, correctly translated. Okay, next sentence. Auch du kennst viele Einrichtungen, everybody,
Auch du kennst viele Einrichtungen,
die bereits in Athen zur Zeit des Perikles bestanden.
die bereits in Athen zur Zeit des Perikles bestanden.
Okay, verb is,
Kennst,
yeah, do, and subject is,
du,
yeah, this is a sort of a funny thing for this description of the of the education and art in Athens, because the author is addressing someone in the second person singular. Even you know many institutions, right? Also, you know many institutions. Um, very interesting way of expressing that. And then, what does the D refer back to, Daniela?
the institutions,
Yeah, back to Einrichtungen, back here, a relative pronoun serving as the subject of this relative clause, which, and then where's the verb in that relative clause?
bestanden,
Okay, which existed, you could say, which existed already in Athens. And then zur Zeit, what is this a contraction for? Zur?
zu der,
Zu der, and that's the dative at the time, and then this is a genitive with. Now notice this Pericles is the way that you write the name of Pericles by itself. With a genitive, you'd need to add an S, but since an S is already there, you don't have to add an extra S for something that's either masculine or neuter. Okay, so you want to translate the whole sentence?
oh sure. Also, you know many institutions which already stood in Athens at the time of Pericles.
Great, perfect. All right. So going on, eine davon, obviously referring to one of the institutions, ist das Gymnasium, everybody?
Eine davon ist das Gymnasium.
Let's see. So one of that is the Gymnasium. Going on. Das war in Athen allerdings keine Schule, everybody,
Das war in Athen allerdings keine Schule,
sondern eine Sportstätte,
sondern eine Sportstätte,
wo junge Männer ihren Körper trainierten,
wo junge Männer ihren Körper trainierten,
unbekleidet übrigens.
unbekleidet übrigens.
Great. So hold on just one second. Okay, so verb there is?
War,
Good. And das, that was referring back to the gymnasium. So this is this is the verb complex here, var, and as a verb to be, it connects to nominative. So that connects with Schule. So this is a predicate noun. So that was in Athens, however, not a school, sondern rather a sports site. Okay, and then going on, where's the verb here after wo?
trainierten,
Good, and subject is obviously young men. And where's the direct object?
Körper,
Good,
ihren Körper,
exactly, yeah. So notice I'm putting a box around the verb, underlining the subject, and putting sometimes an arrow to show where the direct object is, which is then circled. And I just circled the noun itself, even though it may be modified by adverbs, or sorry, by adjectives before that. Okay, and then this means ungekleidet, so not clothed, by the way. Okay, you want to do the whole sentence from das war?
yes. So in Athens, that was indeed no school, rather a sports site where young men exercised their body, unclothed by the way.
Good. Okay. In the next sentence, den Sportplatz die Palaistra herum. So herum goes together with so it just means around. So sort of circling around or next to or around the sports place. Um, and then here's your verb, baute. And when you ever see man, that's automatically the subject of the sentence. So let's see. Where's the direct object of baute, Daniela?
Um, Umkleidekabinen,
Hmm.
Unterrichtsraum und Saulenhallen.
Yeah, these are all three of these are direct objects from baute. So one build, etc. Okay. Um, Going from here, go ahead, Daniela.
Uh, in in English.
Yeah, just
Should
translate.
I? Okay. Around the sports place, the Palaestra, one built changing cabinets, instruction rooms, and columned halls.
Great. And going on, vielleicht glaubst du jetzt, again, going into the second person singular, very interesting. Just going over it again. Vielleicht glaubst du jetzt, dass die Jungen in Athen nur Sport treiben. Sorry. Go ahead.
Vielleicht glaubst du jetzt, dass die Jungen in Athen nur Sport treiben.
Where's the verb in the first clause?
Glaubst,
Yeah, so you believe now. And then das introduces a subordinate clause. Where's the verb there?
treiben.
Trieben, from treiben, trieb, getrieben. So this means to carry out, to do, to be involved in. Want to translate?
Um, Perhaps you now believe that the youth in Athens only engaged in sport.
Good. I guess having given this information above, now the person is being addressed say, "Oh, you must believe now that the young people in Athens only were involved in sport." Okay, going on. Sicherlich legten die Athener Wert auf einen sportlichen, schönen Körper. Everybody?
Sicherlich legten die Athener Wert auf einen sportlichen, schönen Körper.
Andererseits wollten sie auch gebildet sein.
Andererseits wollten sie auch gebildet sein.
So with andererseits, you say on the one hand something, on the other hand is sort of the effect of that. So certainly legten from legen to place. And where's the subject of that, Daniela?
Die Athener,
Yeah, the Athenians. And where's the direct object?
Wert,
Wert. So they placed value and then onto an athletic, beautiful body. Okay, but that's a little bit going around a bit. So you could say really, certainly the Athenians valued, and then you could say a athletic, beautiful body. On the other hand, then how would you translate that?
but on the other hand, they wanted also to be educated.
Yeah, wollten sein. They wanted to be, and then this is gebildet is just again a past participle serving as a predicate adjective. They wanted to be educated. Um, let's see. Okay, so that's the end of our first little segment. I hope this was interesting to you. And tune in next time for the second segment. This is the first segment of 5 on education and art in Athens. Take care. Bye bye.